I'm Shane Manning with Thunder Promotions, and I'm sitting here with Anthony Coker and the Majestics from Dallas, Texas. All right, guys. So let's go around and let's talk to everybody. And let's start with you, Anthony. What is your role in the band?
I am a lead vocalist and lead guitar.
Awesome. You, Christian?
Play drums.
I play bass and backup vocals.
And you are who?
Zach.
Zach. Very cool.
Yes, sir.
All right. So, I've followed you guys for quite some time now, and actually, it's been about a year now, hasn't it?
Yeah, I guess so.
About a year.
Close to it,
Yeah. Let's talk about your two most recent singles that you have out. One of those being "Find Our Way." I want to talk about how the writing process went and where the song is derived from.
Cool. I had a riff for about 2 weeks. I just been sitting on. I mean, just the dun 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 dun. I couldn't figure out what to do with the rest of the song. And at the end of a practice one day, I was telling him, man, I'm so tired of playing before people. And he shows me a song called 1,000 Horsepower, Godsmack, right?
Godsmack.
Yeah, and it just kind of related to that. And I walked back in the house thinking, I know what to do with that riff.
Right.
And I went inside, and it was one of those weird instances where the song pours out in about 20 minutes. It'll never happen again, and it hardly ever happens. But the words and the chords and the meaning of it it all came together really quick.
Right.
We did it with Bart Rose over at Fort Worth Sound. It's been about a day recording, and it's just about finding our way. It's about every band trying to get out there and get established and make it, and shoot to the top like we all want to.
Right. Exactly.
So.
Now, the other song, the most recent song, is "Back to Bite." What's that song?
That song was originally a song for my last band, Paradigm, that we were all in at different times.
Right.
And that one is kind of our 5 minutes extensive, almost rush sort of deal. And it's kind of just about being just lazy and not wanting to do anything. I mean, it's kind of stupid, but that's really what it's about. Just tired of dealing with everybody's crap.
Right.
And it has a lot of different moods to it. And it was his. I think it was your idea to finally get up there and record it. And we went and did it. And I think it was a good follow up, certainly.
Right.
So.
Exactly. So, in regard to your songs, just talk about the writing process of your songs.
It's hard to say. I mean, I don't really have a process necessarily. Songs tend to come at the most inopportune times. I could be out and about one day and I've got a riff in my head. I always carry my phone, have a little record button, go off and sing it in the microphone, and then do it later. But as far as the songwriting process, there's never I start with the verse and then the chorus. I do like to start with music first. I start with music, and lyrics will kind of fall in, and then I change the melody to fit the lyrics. But it's kind of spur of the moment. Just every time is different.
Right. Cool. Okay. I want to go around and I want to talk about the individual influences as musicians. We'll start with you since you're Anthony Coker. So let's start with who are your personal influences?
Just as far as bands are concerned, the biggest one for me is the Beatles. And, that was the band I learned to sing to, learned to harmonize with, learned to play guitar to for like 12 years in a room. But, aside from that, it's like, a lot of rock, a lot of stadium rock. Foreigner, Styx, Van Halen, Boston especially. But, I like all kinds of music. I like jazz, I like funk, reggae, 60s, 70s pop, that kind of stuff. So it ranges.
Cool. Christian, let's talk about some of your influences.
Obviously, big one, Slipknot, Lamb of God, Boston, The Police, big one. Journey's a big one for me. Love the Eagles. Basically, I listen to everything,
Right.
and you know that. I mean, my range is very wide, from pop to rap. But my biggest band influences would be Journey, and obviously The Police is a big one, and you can hear a little bit. I like to call it the Stuart Copeland fill and Find Our Way. But that's the biggest ones for me. Would be Police, Tool, Journey. So.
Cool. Well, Zach, let's talk about your influences.
Well, what really got me into this music was really Guns N' Roses and Slash from Guitar Hero 3, actually.
Awesome.
Guitar Hero.
Yeah, man. Then after that, I kind of broadened my horizons a little bit, and got into more like Van Halen, Foreigner, Tool, a little bit of Slipknot, and then I guess some Red Hot Chili Peppers, Rush, Tool,
Awesome.
just everything I guess. Old blues too, B.B. King, man.
Oh yeah, always B.B. King. Cool, very awesome. So let's talk about the band. And as a band, you have a very different sound than what's out there in DFW right now. It's kind of hard to describe what exactly that it is, other than just feel good rock and roll, which is what has been described to me as what your music is. So as a band, what are your influences?
Well, I think as a band, we all really, I think a lot of stadium rock resonates with us. I mean, Journey's a big one. He mentioned that. We're all pretty big into the Police. I mean, when you say we all
Oh, yeah.
like
Oh, yeah,
them live.
Oh yeah.
I think probably Journey and Led Zeppelin
Journey, Led Zeppelin.
take the cake
Certainly,
for
yes.
us as a whole.
And
you know?
I think we can't leave out Boston as well.
Oh,
yeah.
Boston's a
Boston.
big part of our sound.
A little bit of Van Halen. A little bit.
Yeah, certainly. So as a band, I think those are kind of the bands we look up to, and that we try to say, we like their sound. Let's see how we could interpret it into our own.
Well, seeing you guys the few times that I have, I will have to agree that there's a lot of that Journey and stadium rock feel to it, and it's very enjoyable. And your music has been described as being danceable, so that's something to.
Yeah, that's a big thing with me. I always wanted to have music and be in a band that people could not only just headbang jam to or drive down the freeway with the top rolled down, but they could also dance.
Right.
I think having both of those in one lane, so to
Right.
speak, is a really good thing for a band. It's more palatable to larger audiences.
Speaking of live performances, what makes a great live performance? And I'm going to direct this towards Christian.
All right,
Yeah.
Mr. Hair Spinner, let's
Fair
go.
enough.
Oh yeah.
Gosh, I mean, and it just kind of takes from my influence of Slipknot.
Right.
I mean, obviously, when you go and you see 9 members on a stage, you don't know where to look, because everyone is doing, what if it's Sid jumping off of a 2-story building, or
Right.
a 2-story riser, just me personally is just connecting with a crowd.
Right.
It's moving around. It's throwing your hands in the air.
Right.
Throwing your drumsticks in the air. Or in my case, throwing my hair around.
Right.
In a big windmill. Kind of thing. But just being able to put on a show and let people watch you. I feel like if you're a band and you just get up there and you just kind of stand around and you play your music, that's great. But as an audience, if I was going to see you, I'd be a little bit bored.
Right.
I'd be like, well, the music is great, but I'm not really getting to connect with you. So I just feel the biggest, thing for me putting on a great live performance is getting the crowd's attention.
Right.
Making them want to watch you.
Right.
Not just hear you, but
Right.
really watch you and pay attention to what you're doing, and just being able to put a smile on people's face.
Right.
That's the
Exactly.
biggest one for me.
Okay. Well, now that we touched on that, let's talk about your 3 favorite songs to play live. I'll direct that one to Zach.
Oh man. I really like Find Our Way, Back to Bite, and something along those lines. Those are my 3 favorite.
Okay, very cool. Anthony, what are your 3 favorites?
I'd have to say probably Hide It All Away being one of them. Real short, catchy, danceable tune. Jane, which we have yet to record, but it's got a really good riff, and it's a
Fun
good
song.
yeah, fun song. And Find Our Way. And as much as sometimes I go out there and I go, I don't know, because it is a difficult song to sing.
Right.
Even now, it's such a tough song to pull off right. But it's one of those things that I like to go up and do because it's challenging.
Right.
Every time is a challenge.
Right.
So,
Well, I know that the couple times that I've heard it live, and it's been spot on.
Thank you.
All you guys just really pull it off and make it. It's a good quality song. Good quality song. So let's talk about the band direction. Where you're headed, where you want to go, where you want to be.
it's directed at me or
It doesn't matter. Y'all just talk.
I think our main goal obviously is just to be able to play music full time,
Right.
and be able to make a living off of playing music. But I think we said it before, and I'll go ahead and throw it out there. It is a little bit cocky, and it is. But you need a little bit of that cocky
Yeah,
attitude.
every band does.
But we would like to be the Led Zeppelin of our time. Everyone says it,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
it's just that's our motivation.
I mean,
our
yeah.
work ethic. We want to be the best that we can be.
Right.
There's always going to be a band better than us, and there's always going to be music better than ours. But with our work ethic, we want to reach the highest level that we can reach,
Right.
and that falls under being able to make music full time and being able to tour the world and
Right.
meet and really connect with people that enjoy our music.
Right.
Some number one hits, and I'd love to
Hopefully.
Yeah.
get on a bus, man, and tour America, tour Europe, and
Really share our music with everyone.
really, I want to connect with a lot of people. I think we all want that. I think that's a universal theme
Exactly.
for us.
Exactly. And we've always, we've all talked individually, outside of doing this, but we all know that the music industry is a tough thing to get into.
So, yeah.
Yes.
There's a lot of highs, a lot of highs, and a lot of lows. But you guys seem to be pretty steady on what you're doing, and that's a good thing. You don't let the little things get you down, and you don't let the little things bother you. And what success that you're having now, I think, will grow over time, as it is with with anything that you do. Success will grow over time. All right, so we talked about your music. Where can we find your music on the interwebs?
iTunes is a big one.
I do.
Certainly, yes.
YouTube.
We have it on Reverb Nation, SoundCloud, and we have a Twitter. We've got a YouTube as well,
Instagram.
Instagram. Yeah, so we've got those, and I think those are pretty much all our sites. But you can find it there, and please drop us a like and download the music.
And
Yeah.
buy it.
And yes, that too.
Yes, buy the
Buy,
music.
yes.
Don't download it. Buy it. All right, very cool. Now, all right,
Do what
so
we tell you to do.
so where have you guys played, and where can we find you out in DFW playing?
We've played, if we're just going to talk about Fort Worth for a second, the Aardvark, we've done Lola's a lot, like maybe 6 times at least.
Queen City.
Queen City.
Rosemary Theater.
That was a long time ago. And we've done Whitson and Dallas, the Profit Bar, the Door,
J&J's Oyster
in
Bar.
Burleson.
The
Texas
Cottage.
Brewing
with
Company.
the view.
What was that place with the stairs? They made us like carry all our
Texas
gear up
Brewing
these.
Company.
Texas Brewing Company.
Yeah, we played there
I
once.
had to walk up like 3-story stairs with
Wow.
all my drums.
No elevator,
and
just
no
stairs.
elevators. Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, that was my workout for the year.
I
It's
bet.
crazy. And as far as what's coming up, we're going to be at Fast Eddie's in Waco, August 21st. Pretty sure it's a 9:30 to 1 thing again.
Yeah.
And I'm looking into booking some places around Texas A&M, Texas Tech, trying to hit the college towns. But you can find us there. And we do actually do a lot of open jams in Fort Worth. We typically are at Mambo's Canteen every Thursday doing a little bit of a set. We're at the Keys Lounge some Sundays. And we're trying to, we go out and do that. So, always feel free to stop by, grab a drink, and watch. So, we want to hang out.
All right. So that will conclude this interview. I thank you guys for giving me the opportunity to do this.
Thank
Look
you.
forward to what's coming in your direction, musically and professionally. So again, thank you guys for this opportunity. I greatly appreciate
you.
it.
Thank you.